welcome to my psychic connection and to my show. I am Cassidy the Cardslinger, and I could not be more excited to be here tonight with all of you. So thank you for tuning in. This is officially my very first solo show. So yay. I'm very excited. I've got a whole ton of decks here on my table. If this is your first time meeting me, like I said, my name's Cassidy the Cardslinger. I am a very passionate reader of all types of cards. My tools of choice are tarot, Lenormand, oracle decks, playing cards. I like to make the joke that I'll divine with any bits of paper. So I'm really excited to be here and have my own show because I've been a guest on Journey Show for the last couple of weeks. So I can see some comments coming in. Please come in and say hello. Thank you guys for being here. So how this works, as you may already know, essentially I'm here to do free 2-minute readings. So please come on in, say hello, and type in your very specific question. The more information you give me, the more I have to go off of, and I can go a little bit deeper in the limited time that we have. If you've got something that's a little more complex or you want a little bit more information, there's going to be some donation links floating around here in the comments. You can donate for a 3-minute reading, a 5-minute reading, or a mini reading, or a mega reading. Mini and megas are not timed. So if you need me to sink my teeth into a subject matter, we can certainly go ahead and do that. And if you donate, it jumps you right to the front of the list. And if you donate a mega, it jumps you to the front of the list. So just throwing those options out there as well. I don't do any readings on legal or physical health, so please keep those questions for another time. And we are streaming on over 150 different platforms, guys. So with that, it means where you're typing in your question. We've got the most amazing team in the back who's keeping track of all the questions as they come in. So if you ask a question and you're wondering why I haven't got to it yet, we are taking you in order. So thanks everybody for coming in. Everyone's saying hi. This is just making my night. I see some emojis floating in here. Oh, okay. So we are just floating off of that full moon energy, aren't we? I know you could say that one was a doozy. It wasn't actually for me particularly. I know some people really felt that one. That's just, I guess, how it goes with with where the moon is and depending on where it is transiting in your chart. But I hope that everyone's feeling, I would say, okay, I guess I can't say it didn't hit me. I'm feeling pretty energized and a little bit jazzed in case you haven't been able to notice. So I am excited to get to read for everybody tonight. I'm going to be the Cardslinger extraordinaire here to answer all of your questions. So thanks again for being here, guys. It means the absolute most to me. Yes, and as the screen here says, please post your very specific question. You can include your birthday or your zodiac sign as well, but they're not necessarily for my reading style. But if you can put it all into one comment, it helps us keep track of where everything is. So without further ado, I am ready for my first question. Excellent. Haley. Hi, Haley. Haley T asks, hello, will I be able to find a job as a physical therapist aide while I am waiting to go back to school in the fall? Will it be a good fit for me? Thank you. Okay, so will you be able to find physical therapist aide job while you are waiting to go back to school in the fall? So I guess before then, and will it be a good fit? All right. Thank you so much for your question, Haley. I love me a good career reading. So let's take a look at how that looks. Is it very likely you'll be able to find that job, first of all? Bam, bam, ho, 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 yeah, you will. Spoiler alert, and will it be a good fit? Will it be a good fit? Interesting. Okay, so I certainly don't see a problem with you being able to find that position. Two cards I have there, I've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Wands, both upright. So I don't know if this is a shift into this career, something you haven't done in the past, but it seems to me like the skills that you have, although maybe not like specific training in that sense, maybe a bit, but I just see more other applicable life skills really being brought to the surface here. That Wheel of Fortune blessing that energy, I feel like you'll even have options in that sense. I would just, I don't know why I'm getting this, but you can probably be a little bit picky with what job you take. So I would say don't just maybe hop on the first offer, although the first offer might be great. Really weigh out your options before you decide to pick which one you want to take, because I think, you know, you might find some pay a little better, the hours work a little more, but I certainly am seeing options there. Will it be a good fit? I think it's not a bad fit, but I feel like it's sort of a stepping stone kind of energy. And I know you said you're waiting to kind of go back to school in the fall, so I think it'll be good. But we're kind of going into this with a sense that it's going to be a little bit short term, and it might not be quite as exciting as what you're looking for, but I think it will be a really good chance to, like I said, exercise some of those other skills you have and kind of get in your foot in the door with this industry. But yeah, it might be a little slow to start, but I'll say just hang in there. Once you get that job, you might find it a little snoozy to start off with, but I really think it's going to be a good fit for you. So thank you so much, Haley. That's an excellent question. I really wish you all the best. I do really love career questions. And I say that a lot because, you know, our career is what we spend our time doing. It's what we spend our time training for, studying, you know, really putting a lot of our energy into it. And it can make or break how we feel getting up in the morning. And, you know, let's try and love our life, folks, as much as we can. Haley D says, thank you, Cassidy. Appreciate it. I appreciate your question. Thank you so much. And hello to everybody who's coming in. I'm seeing, hi, Karina. Hello, Chelsea. People popping in. I am ready for my next question, please. Mari or Marie? Marie Stevens says, hi, Cassidy. Hello. What do you see for my finances, please? Thank you kindly. Okay. That's a hair general, but I'm going to go ahead and read on it for you. So let's just take a look at the progression sort of over the next couple of months here, how it looks for your financial situation. Okay, so to me, it seems like you're asking this question because things have probably got a little bit uncomfortable with your financial situation. Like I'm feeling a little bit of pressure, almost like I'm kind of waiting for money that never came in, or I was never expecting to find myself. I feel like I was never expecting to find myself in this financial position that I'm in. So it's kind of throwing me off my balance. And I feel like I felt like I should have been more secure, like almost something never came my way that I was waiting for. What I want to say to you, if I'm being 100% honest with how it looks, I think it gets a little bit better. And then I think it's going to get a little bit worse. And then I think it's going to get stable and better. So I don't know if you've got something that you're waiting for to come in, or I'm almost seeing like multiple sources. It doesn't necessarily seem like one thing, but it looks like there's a bit of a financial challenge coming your way that I don't think is going to be all that long lived, like maybe on the order of a couple of months. 2 months, I think, is even long to say. So if I were to say, you know, but before it gets better, it must first get worse, but not dire worse. It just looks like we've got enough to kind of, it improves from where you're at now. We go through a bit of a harder time. And then I think we're going to see something where it's like a long-term change for the better for your financial situation. So hang in there, you know, just any way you can be a little bit crafty. The crafty card showed up as I was saying that. That's too cool. Any way you can be a little bit crafty with where you can find money in terms of saving, not just saving what you have, but cutting back in certain areas, opening yourself up to different, you know, one-off sources of income, things like that. I just think outside the box with how you're going to navigate that. So thank you so much, Marie. I really appreciate your question, and I do hope that that's helpful. Energy. Hi, Ava. Look at all these people coming in. This is just making my day. Yes, I completely understand that. The financial situation can be, it's just an interesting thing because, you know, in the spiritual community, there's this sense almost to, it's nice to be able to detach from the physical things sometimes, to certainly feel grateful for what we have. And I do agree with that. We should, you know, any moment we can. There's a lot of scientific evidence that practicing gratitude and mindfulness and things like that is very beneficial. But I also really get that if our finances, if we're looking at like the pyramid of life or an individual pyramid, and this looks different for everybody, but anything that's in our base, right? If that is your finances, a lot of our health is in there. If that's getting rocky, everything above it can get a little bit tricky as well. So I get it. Finances are also a situation I'm always happy to read on. And It's a massive part of life. Thanks for everybody coming in. And if you are just joining us, please go ahead and post your specific question with a little bit of information if you can to help me connect. And I will get to everyone in the order that they're coming in. Look at all the questions coming in. Oh. All right. Who is my next question, please? All right. So Mahesh, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, asks, how should I approach Sarika if I meet her? Okay, let's take a look. If you end up meeting her, how should you go about approaching her? Let's take a look. Okay. I'm feeling a bit of pain, discomfort, uncomfortable energy surrounding this. When you're asking me about this person, I'm not getting the sense that this is a new, unattached, no history person. In fact, I'm seeing kind of the opposite. There might be some baggage here. There might be a little bit of tension. I'm kind of picking up on some past pain or some past challenges in this connection. When I'm looking at if you do meet here, I asked some cards for some guidance. How should you navigate that situation? The first thing I want to say is to lovingly, I would say don't run your mouth. Lovingly, I say that. I really feel like you need to be the one to listen here, to kind of really approach this. It's going to sound cliche, but seriously, with kindness, with open, genuine kindness, and listening to what it is that she has to say. I feel like the exact opposite of kind of jumping into a situation, speaking too quickly. I feel like you've almost got in your mind what the words are you would want to say when this meeting happens, which I feel like the script is kind of the wrong way to go here, but to really let that conversation flow a bit more organically, with the expectation coming into it that you want to hear what she has to say. You want to hear her side of things, and just I really feel like it's a holding space with loving kindness surrounding this, as opposed to getting your point across. It's the best way to use that moment is to allow her to get her point across. So I do hope that was helpful, and thank you very much for your question. Yes, that was great. So everybody, I keep seeing people popping in. Do you guys want to throw some emojis in the chat? Put an emoji in the chat that makes you feel like happy, or maybe just your favorite emoji. I had said that on the last show for people to just throw some emojis in the chat, and then my chat just started like bubbling up with this beautiful emoji energy. So Mahesh says, thank you so much. You're very, very welcome. So while you guys are putting in your specific questions and maybe some fun little emojis, yes, Ava, Audrey, people popping some emojis in there, Gemma, Roadkill, thanks guys. Okay, what is my next question, please? Oh, this is so fun. Hunter, Katie, Karina, look at all these beautiful emojis coming in. Cody, hi Cody. Cody says, hey Cassidy, do you see an improvement in my finances coming soon? Let's take a look at that. Cody, do we see an improvement in your finances coming soon? Okay. Yeah. I do. So if I'm kind of tapping into where this situation was, I'm not feeling in the past, like kind of a very recent past here, that I'm drowning or I'm in a really difficult financial situation, but I am feeling rather strained. There's some uncertainty surrounding where the money comes from, and also the question of like, what energy should I put into something for how much it's going to pay back to me. It feels a little bit, I would say, uncertain. Again, that uncomfortable feeling. Just, not a sense of stability. Where we're at right now, though, honestly, it's looking, in asking this question, like, have you noticed, right recently in what we would sort of consider the now, that this improvement has already started to take place? Because to me, it seems like a direct result of the actions you're taking that is leading to a better financial situation. Part of the message with this is leaving something behind, walking away from, I guess, part of that original energy where it's like, is this even really worth my time to put into this anymore? But physically moving towards something where it's like, hey, I know what my time is worth. I know what I'm making in this particular position. And I feel like it's a very solitary endeavor. She says, yes, I'm trying to work to help financially. And I really think that's going to be a big part of the key for how this all turns around. Because I'm sorry, like no sugar daddy energy here. It's kind of like you are the one, like solitary being the badass who is changing your financial situation. So the end of my string here that I have kind of where things are going with your financial situation. Long term, I got the Ace of Wands and it's upright. So to me, that's kind of like a real revamped energy, but again, result of the energy you're putting into it. So I would say that the wheels are already in motion, and I think things are going to continue to get better. That bell. Okay, I was wondering tonight. I was like, you know what? In my head, I'm going to, this is my sugar daddy. Oh, you have a sugar daddy. Okay. That's beautiful. Okay. Well, perhaps no additional sugar daddy energy coming in apart from the one that is in front of you, my darling. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, the bell. Yes, I was wondering within myself tonight. And Ava was asking, what does the bell mean? The bell is my timer. So I am giving free 2-minute readings. And that is the thing that says your 2 minutes is up and it's going to cut me right mid-sentence. If you want a longer reading, as I said before, you can donate for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or mini or mega, both of which are not timed. So we can go a lot deeper. Certainly some questions are challenging to get into 2 minutes when we've got complex, multi-layered things going on, multiple parties, big life questions, things like that. So I will always do my best to get what we can get in 2 minutes, because I mean, listen to me. I love running my mouth. So I am just having a blast over here. Thanks, everybody. So Kelly is my next question. Hello, Kelly. Kelly says, Virgo. I love Virgo energy. Virgo is what I want to be when I grow up. Okay. Will I sell my house with enough money to pay my debts and have any left over for the family? Congratulations on your new show. Thank you so much. Love and hugs. All right. So will she sell her house with enough money to pay her debts and have any left over for the family? Okay, so I'm going to ask that in 2 parts. Let's see how it looks. First of all, do we have the debts covered with the sale of the house? And then I want to get a sense of what is left over on the edge of that. So you have enough money to pay your debts with the sale of the house. Okay. And then, just to show me what the leftover portion looks like. Should there be some? How does that look? Okay. Will you have enough to pay for your debts? I'm genuinely thinking yes. And I don't know if there's some level, I mean, you're a Virgo, so maybe this doesn't make sense, but there's some level of organization to do in terms of really lining up, I would say, which debts needs to pay first, or what order you would, I guess, pay for. The other thing I'm seeing I don't know if your debts include someone else's debts. It's almost pulling me into a space where it's either like you're paying for someone else's things, or something that someone else got you tied into. It feels like these debts I'm asking about are not all the way mine, but I am now responsible for dealing with them. So I really think that you will. I do think you. So one of the cards I have here, I got the 6 of coins, and so I really feel like that's the debts being paid, and I am feeling like there's a little bit left over there. In terms of, she says yes, indeed. So for what will be left over for your family, I've got 3 cards here: 3 of Cups. I have the 3 of Cups reversed, Wheel of Fortune upright, and the 5 of Swords upright. So I feel like there's going to be enough, but not so much to be frivolous, but enough to really do some things for your family that you're looking to do. I would say the important parts are going to be captured in what's left over. So thank you so much, my dear, for your question and for the lovely comment. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here. Every single one of you tonight who has joined my show, hopping on the late night hour. Yes, I'm loving this. So, hey, on that note, tomorrow night, we are going to keep this train going. I'm the last show tonight, but tomorrow night you can see Squirrel and Friends from 8 until 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you can bring some more questions over to her. She says, Kelly says, oh, cool. Thank you. And then she says, love you. Thank you so much, girl. Love you too. All right. Having a blast. let's load up another question here. Who do we have next? Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Gemma has been to my shows before. It's so nice to see some familiar faces. I appreciate the support. Gemma says, will I reach my goal weight? I'm currently very overweight. So let's take a look at that. I'm actually going to pop this deck for this question. Will she be able to reach her goal weight? Let's take a look what the cards have to say. Okay. All right, my dear. So, will you be able to? I'm going to say yes. Genuinely, I think you are, but I'm feeling a bit of an uphill battle kind of situation. And I don't know if I feel like there's, more to say here than just, watch what we eat and, exercise more. To me, it feels like there's a bigger question surrounding the reasons that you have, been struggling with your weight in that sense. I really think something that could be helpful is some level of support group or accountability person or people in your life. So I don't know if you would want to take this in the realm of like friends or, joining a club or some sort of group, but it feels like having that external help and that external accountability for your motivation, I think could be really helpful. I also wouldn't be surprised if you've kind of already started on this journey. And if you haven't currently lost any weight, at least what I'm seeing here is a shift in your mentality surrounding it. Like even asking this question is not all the way a passive exercise, right? Like you've come to ask this question to make this change in your life. So I would definitely say it's certainly possible. It's going to take some very serious diligence in terms of what plans you're putting in place and how you're going to go about it. But I really see that the path is open and completely not blocked in this sense. She says, it's very hard currently to lose in a mental sense, changing thought patterns. Okay, well, Well, thank you so much for your question, Gemma, and I really wish you all the best on that journey. So one thing I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but it's an interesting point for us to think about in terms of the questions that we ask our reader, as well as the questions we find ourselves asking ourselves or just posing surrounding our life. Because how we pose a question and what questions we hold for ourselves does really reveal a lot to us about our mindset. Are we asking the question from a space where we feel empowered? Are we asking it like we're sitting in the passenger seat waiting for someone else to come and change things in our life? She says, thank you so much. You're doing great. Thank you so much, Gemma. I really appreciate it. In that sense, are we think really critically about the questions that you ask. I always say I'm an unbiased and non-judgmental reader, and that's true. I'm not going to judge you as a person, but I'm going to judge the heck out of your question because that's my job, right? It's our job to kind of understand what our questions reveal about us. Are we saying, will I ever find X? And it's like Gemma says, it's very interesting. Yeah, instead, are we phrasing the question, what am I doing today to help me find this? Interesting, just these simple things of I'm always questioning my questions. Am I sinking into a victim mentality? Am I sinking into self-sulking? Am I putting myself in an empowered place when I'm asking my questions? Am I asking things where it's like, how can I get something done? Or, what's the best way to get around this obstacle? Things like that. So I invite everybody here, when you find yourself asking questions to your advisor or, just to yourself, I invite you to think very critically about what that is showing you about your own mindset and how you can work with that. Say, okay, anyways, that is all I have to say on that topic. Katie, hi, Katie, I'm going to move this deck. Awesome. Katie says, hello, lovely. Would love to know what you can see for me in regards to work and career, please. Thank you so much, lovely. All right. What do we see coming up in regards work and career for Miss Katie? Right. Work and career. Okay. All right, Katie, my dear. So, I feel like where we're asking this question of is kind of stepping. We're rooting into, I would say, questions surrounding our own imperial authority in our lives. I guess rooted sort of in your own question of like what is my brand? What is my bigger picture, or even we could say purpose? What is my kind of goal in a career sense? So I feel like this question is really rooted in seeking something longer term that is, very deep and meaningful for you. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm feeling very busy. The energy's okay, but I can't jump over this. I feel like there might be a bit of waiting to get off the ground in a sense with a career aspect. It seems like trudging through, pushing through, perhaps a time that may not be the most financially fruitful or as financially fruitful as you're looking for it to be, in order to push through and get these gains later on. So to me, it seems like there's a question surrounding establishment here, and really, like sick in your teeth. She says, wow, that really does make so much sense. Wow. Yeah. So I think I think things are gonna change up. And where I'm saying this busy energy, I'm feeling like, I don't know if you're currently working in multiple different arenas, or if you have different jobs, but I feel like a lot of skills that I have are each individually employable and can pull you in a number of directions. So that is what I'm seeing for you, my dear. Thank you so much for your question. I do really appreciate it. I like that. Oh, she says, yes, I've been working my butt off so much. It's been very, very busy. Yes, 100%. And I do see that continuing. Absolutely. So, excellent question. Another career related one. I love career questions. I like all the questions. Who am I kidding? Fabulous. Let me just get me to shuffle my cards here a little bit. Just feeling a moment of, let's do that before the next question. Hunter comes up. Oh, wait, Katie says, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I love your logo too. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, my dear. All right. Hunter says, what do you see happening in the year of 2023 for me in the outlook of career and home? Please and thank you. All right. So let me see, Hunter, what we can get on a high level understanding. Show me some of the key points, shall we say, the next 2 minutes here, what we see for career and home coming forward for Hunter. Career and home. Career and home. Okay. Hunter. All right. In the sense of career, I don't know. I'm getting a sense of like, I'm over here. I'm looking either back at a career I've wanted for a while or forward at a career I've been like wanting to reach into. But I actually feel like we're dipping our toe and getting involved in a career that has either felt out of reach or out, not in our ability. I feel like in terms of career, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. I feel like what 2023 is going to bring you is quite an establishing sense. This is going to sound stupid, but it's like starting at a manager position, or like starting at a high level position. I feel like you're going to be, it's just feeling very established in a career or in a space where you either hadn't considered or just felt like it was a little bit too away from you. Hunter says, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. Career. Awesome. Let's talk about your house. I don't know if your housing situation is at the moment challenging, tricky. I'm feeling a little bit pushed, pulled. I don't know if you got roommates or a situation surrounding the house that is less than ideal, but I can see an investment being made in the year of 2023, but I'm not sure if it looks like buying a house or buying property necessarily next year, but it looks like I would say like this could really point to a relocation, maybe not too far, not necessarily across the country or something like that, unless it's somewhere that feels homey and really well thought out. It could even just be a short term, like a short distance move. Hunter says, what I want to do so bad, manage others through their talents and careers within music industry. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, the King of Swords was one of the cards there. So I'm feeling like really managerial aspects of that. So that's beautiful. Really good things in both sense. I do feel like there's quite a bit of movement in both of those areas of your life next year. the home thing is quite interesting. There's some level of investment into a home. So I don't know if you're thinking to purchase a property or some something to that effect. But thank you so much for your question, Hunter. I do really appreciate it. And see, guys, so I started the show and I was I was like, I am gonna, I'm gonna watch the clock. I'm gonna not get binged and bonged and belled all night. But then here I go. It's a good thing that's here. Otherwise, I would be rambling on into oblivion for every single person's question. Hunter says, as well as entertainment, home is moving to another country potentially, but we will see. Okay. Very nice. That's exciting. I really wish you all the best, Hunter. That's very exciting stuff for next year. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a bit more of a shuffle here. And I will ask the lovely folks in the back to please queue up the next question. Hunter says, thank you so much, Cassidy. You hit the nail on the head. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you for that feedback. I really appreciate it. Donation for a 3-minute reading. One thing I forgot to mention, when you donate, your question does jump to the front of the line, but it also puts just the biggest smile on this little lady's face. So thank you so much, KDP. I really, really appreciate your donation. It just fills my heart with so much joy and gratitude. Thank you for supporting the show. KDP says, could you please let me know if you see Jordan will want to have a relationship with me in the future? All right, Katie, let's take a look into that excellent question. Let me see if Jordan will want to have a relationship with me in the future. All right. Oh, interesting. I'll get to this in just a moment. Hang on. Okay. And I'm getting the sense that this might even come as like a bit of a surprise or almost like a no way, Cass. Like, no way, Cass. And I don't know if, do you and Jordan have like, is there some history here? To me, it seems, I don't know if there was a relationship that broke up or if like it came to an almost stage and it didn't happen. But I feel like we've got some history here that is superseding just me here and that boy over there. Is anything going to happen here? To me, there's something that never got to dish, where it's at right now. I wouldn't be surprised if, to me, at least when I'm picking up with what's going on with you, if he's really not either communicating very clearly, or if I feel like a bit out in the dark. I feel like you don't know what he's just. Katie says we broke up many, many times. Okay, thank you for that. When I see where you're at, like, are you maybe not talking or you're waiting to hear back from him? To me, it just seems like you're kind of maybe leaving the ball in his court a little bit, and he's not doing a great job at picking up said ball. So this is where I say I think it's going to sound a bit surprising. So where I had, in the past, that challenging situation, sort of where you're at right now, I asked very directly, will he want to have a relationship with you in the future? I got the Ace of Cups upright. So I'm just like, yes, like not just yes, but like, yes. Like that was not as deep as I wanted to go. Yes. Like I really think with that card, it almost it's feeling new to me, but in a way where it's like we're not repeating necessarily the past crap that there was previously. I asked also directly how he's feeling about you, and I feel like, I don't want to say this, but like he maybe has his head in his ass a little bit about you and your situation. I feel like he's definitely got longer term plans in his mind for you. I feel like he feels like home with you, or he feels he can really trust you, and almost like either your families fit well or you fit well in his family. There's some element of like this blends quite naturally here. And then I also have kind of this moment, oh my God, then I have the Tower card and the Two of Cups, where it seems very like out of nowhere, almost maybe had given up on this, wondering what the hell he's doing with himself. And out of nowhere, like that's what I'm feeling this Tower card feels like. It's this disastrously beautiful moment where I mean, I can't be any more clear than that. Sometimes the cards just say what they want to say. The Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups upright. I'm definitely thinking he's going to want something. Yeah. I really think that this also has some long-term potential. He may have a bit of growing up to do, but be patient, darling. Okay. Thank you so much for your question, Katie. I really appreciate it. And so much from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your donation. It really, really helps out the show. And, just makes me feel all nice and warm inside. Katie says, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, it may even sound to you like that sounds like out of the realm of possibility. Katie says, thank you. But it wasn't even like ambiguous. Like it wasn't even in those cards like, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's like, they said what they said. Kind of a deal. So thank you so much for your question. I am just having the most amazing evening over here. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm getting into December. This is a very, very busy time for all of us and for many different reasons. And I know that the holidays can be a challenging time for people. They can be a beautiful time and everything in between. So with all of that and with everything that's going on, thanks for being here because it's making me feel very welcome. And look at all these questions coming in. All right, I'm ready for my next one, please. To the lovely folks in the back, Hunter, we have done Hunter's question, which things be looking good for Hunter in 2023. So I liked the look of that. But while we are queuing up another question, my Psychic Connection says, let's see those positive emojis, thumbs up and heart emojis. Flower some emojis, people, if you can and you are willing. I would really appreciate it. Just like the way my screen is set up, I see all of the comments. Ava, thank you for the kisses and the roses. I see all of it just kind of come up on my screen, and it's just this beautiful whoosh of energy that comes in. Thanks, Roadkill and Shakti, everybody. Awesome. Shakti, all right, is the next question. Shakti asks, am I correct about having a past life as L? Thank you. Okay. It's a fascinating question. Let's take a look for Shakti. Are you correct about having a past life as L? Quite interesting. My dear, what I want to say to you is I really think you're on the right track with this. However it's been presented to you, whatever channel this information came to you, I'm feeling it was truthful, and I'm feeling we're certainly on the right track with this. But what I want to say about this is I feel like I've got a piece of the puzzle, because I asked this very interesting spread, kind of like your understanding and then kind of the overlap with the, sort of the reality of the situation here. And I feel like we've got a little ball, a little nugget that has come our way where it's like, you're just, and if this sounds like you have a full understanding and this sounds a bit weird, but I feel like we're just getting the understanding of the significance of this. I don't know if there's something surrounding this past life that was, traumatic isn't necessarily the right word, but almost like very limiting, or was certainly challenging in the notion of what you were able to accomplish here, or the interactions. It's quite isolating, quite, Shakti says, yes, true. It feels restrained, restricted, something in that vein, where with the overlap card I have is I got the Seven of Cups upright. So I don't know if this came to like necessarily in a dream state or is coming in pieces of information, but that's sort of what I want to say. I feel like you're certainly on the right track with this Justice card in the upright position. You're seeing the situation clearly, but we're seeing the puzzle pieces come through the door. Puzzle pieces come through the door one piece at a time, kind of a deal. So yes, I would say yes. It is something evolving, my darling. She says, it came in pieces. I love it. Perfect. Any like Christmas movie buffs here? Because that's just reminding me, I quote this all the time. It's like it came when the Grinch is talking about Christmas. He's like, it came without ribbon, came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags. So when you said it came in pieces, it just like reminded me of that. I apologize. She says, I always felt like a puzzle. You were beyond amazing. Oh, thank you so much. That's so very kind. and it's coming. And I feel like that's one we're going to have to wait to see this one sort of evolve slowly. And sometimes that is the way of things, right? Exactly as you said. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the confirmation. And it's fascinating sometimes in life, like when stuff like that presents it to us in the realm of the spiritual things, when certain gifts are developing in our lives, spirits or entities or whoever is trying to communicate with us, that process of when it starts to sort of when it's established, that juicy bit in between there where we're trying to figure some stuff out, like, oh, and I know Shakti says you got me excited. It felt like a movie in a series. Amazing. Okay, that's super cool. And that makes sense totally with that card as well. And I know sometimes it can be very tempting to be like, I want to understand this. I want to know what these numbers mean. I want to have a clear communication with spirit. I want to X, Y, Z. But it's like, guys, just revel in that juicy middleness of that unknowing, that letting our mind wander and wonder and, figure things out. Cody says, I was watching Christmas movies today. The Grinch is on the list for tomorrow. Yay! If anybody has a favorite Christmas movie, throw that in the chat as well, because I watch the same ones on loop every year, and I'm very happy to do so. But it's always nice to find a couple more swung into the mix. So we have a wonderful list of questions here. If you do want a reading tonight to ensure you'll get a reading, you can certainly use the donation button. That does guarantee you a reading. I just see we've got a number of questions here and I might not be able to get to everybody. So with that, if I don't get to you, please come back tomorrow night. We've got Squirrel and Friends, which is just the most fun time. Bring a beverage, bring some, good vibes, and head on over there and party with the wonderful psychics that will be there to answer your questions. So, who do we have next, please? Jennifer. Jennifer asks, may I have a card? Okay. You know what? Usually I would skip that question, but I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for a card, my dear. So let's go ahead and give Jennifer a card. Message for Jennifer at this time. Jennifer, okay. What I'm seeing here, the card I have for you, it's called Navigating by the Stars. It says Follow Your Bliss, which is a very beautiful card in itself. And then the tarot card I have, I've got the Judgment card in reverse. So I don't know, my dear, if you're feeling like something is beyond your reach, that there's maybe a dream or a calling that you have that is over there while I'm over here wishing I had that thing. To not, just dive all the way into making this sound cliche, because I think that's a ridiculous way to be in life. But with that card saying follow your bliss, like if you need the message to really go after something that within your heart, it's a matter of time. Like you just know it's going to be a really great time yesterday to get that going. The Hermit. You're going to need to also get that going, I would say, on a solo realm. You may not have a lot of help on that journey. This little guy here too is on a solo journey. It might just be something, and it's meant to be something that you do alone. So thank you so much for your question. I hope that's helpful. I love me a good specific question because it does, I know where to focus my energy. I can tap into it, but in that moment, I was feeling a card. So I hope that was helpful. Who do we have for our next question, please? Thank you so much for your donation, Joy. Joy, thank you so much. We have another 3-minute reading. I told you. Big old smile on my face. Thank you. Thank you so much for your donation, for supporting the show. And I hope I can help and dive into whatever you've got going on here this evening. So do we have Joy W's question, please? While we are queuing that up, I'm just going to shuffle in real nice and good here. having so much fun tonight, guys. Thank you all for being here. We've got really good attendance. We've got great questions rolling in. We've got emojis. We're talking about Christmas movies. I don't know that anybody mentioned. Polar Express, says Cody. Joyous says National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That is one that I watch on loop all the time. Hilarious. Oh, it's so good. Okay, if anyone else has Christmas movies, I will tap into those as well. I won't tap into them, my lord. I will enjoy reading them because those are among my favorites. So Joy, if you are here, my darling, if I don't have your question just yet, we do! Joy, blessings. Thank you so much. Joy says, I love your hair color, by the way, in your picture. Gorgeous. Joy says, Shirley, would appreciate love read for Chris and I. Do you see him coming forward with a love offer? All right. Great question, Joy. Do we see an offer? What was that? I see him coming forward. Thanks so much. Wonderful team in the back. Do we see him coming forward with a love offer? What do we see for Joy? Okay. I do again. Interesting. Johnny says, I want to hear how he feels. Okay, let's take a look at that as well. So I do genuinely see him coming forward with a love offer. And I don't know what the communication has been like between you two. It's feeling either digital to me or texty, Snapchatty, Facebooky. It's just feeling a little bit. It might even be kind of far and few between, but the energy right now, what I want to say to you is not what the energy is looking like. Kind of where we're asking, is he coming forward with a love offer? I got the 6 cups up, right? So again, just that, yes, like genuinely. And then also kind of what's coming forward with that. I've got the 10 of coins, which to me is also really showing a relationship type feel as well. The other card I had there is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. She says, Facebook Messenger. Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, to me, it's saying this is perhaps not moving at the pace we would like it to be. And it might be, I don't know why I got that. If I don't know if he's got a work schedule or something that he's battling on his end that's kind of keeping him away from this. But let me ask kind of directly here how he's feeling about you right now. Aw. Cute. Okay, so one of the cards here is kind of my traditional, I know I've got a good one sort of feeling. Like I feel like he knows what you can bring for a connection, and I feel like also there might be a little bit of hesitation where we're slowing this thing down, where it's like, at the point when I come forward to this person, I want to be ready for something quite real, because she says it's not moving at the moment. We haven't spoken since 9/21. He got overwhelmed. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And I don't know if he's got, like, to me, it's just like work. Is he like very busy with his work, or at least the things he's got himself involved in? If he's, I don't know, self-employed. I feel like he's just a very busy individual, but you haven't left his mind, I would say, in that time. I really, like, he genuinely cares. I genuinely think that he cares, and I think he knows that you are a good one. He knows that you're someone that, would be a good, making it sound transactional, a good long-term investment, right? But like a good person to, have a deeper connection with. To answer your questions though, like I do think he's interested. I do think he cares. I feel like my head's just turned by all the other crap I've got going on in my life. Where I feel like she says he works a lot. Yes, he's been trying to make money working a lot. Yeah, and I think that is, I think that's going to pay off quite well for him. But in terms of your connection, yeah, I got the Hangman reverse here as well. To me, it seems like it's not happening on the fastest of time scales. But I really do honestly think that he will come forward with a level of a love offer. I mean, those cards were a little too clear for me to say anything otherwise. I'm not against giving bad news or whatever comes forward. That was clearly what it was saying there. Joyce says, I feel that way, and that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Yeah, that is an intuitive hit that you have, my dear. That's not just a wishful thinking. I wanted to check because but thank you so much for your donation again, Joy. It makes me, warms the cockles of my heart, as they say. Well, we are no, I'm ready. Let's go. Do we have the we have another donation for another 3-minute reading. Ava, bless your heart. Thank you so much for your donation. My gosh, we've got 10 minutes left in the show here. So thank you. I'm so excited. Do we have Ava's question? Ava sent some hearts. Oh, bless you, Ava, my darling. Ava, excellent. Ava asks, what should I look for in my career? Beautiful, Ava. Thank you so much for your question and your donation. Let's dive right into this one. What should Ava look for in her career? All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Ava, my dearest. I don't know. Let me know how this sounds, but I feel like what our questions rooted in here and kind of what's leading up to this is like, I'm not happy with my job, my work situation, and I'm not paid enough to stick around here. So perhaps I'm questioning what am I doing? What am I doing with my current spot? And to me, it just seemed like I get a sense that the finances are not helping. Like it, in a sense, maybe it could feel like if I was making more, I could put up with this. But I feel a lot of stress. She says, I am unemployed. That was my last job. Okay, thank you for that. So that makes quite a bit of sense. So to your original question though, like looking at what you should look forward here and kind of go into, she says, I was in education as well. Fascinating. I don't know if you're planning on sticking in that realm. I feel like your heart might be a bit divided on that, or thinking about you wanting to do something new. Because to me, what it looks like is I feel like I am sidestepping in my career path as opposed to outright throwing away what I have. But it feels like the training that you have, I don't know if we can add on to this in a way that steps you to something that fits a little bit better with your life. This could look kind of like either an additional certification. It doesn't have to be going back to school. School help. Yeah, okay, school I think might open an opportunity. It doesn't need to be, it can look like university, it can look like a weekend course, something like that. It looks like additional study. Oh, she says, I have lived in 2 worlds. I'm getting a PhD in integrated healthcare. Oh, right on. Okay. Fascinating. Right on. Okay. So she's already working on that. That seems stressful, but going pretty well. She says, I am in dissertation phase. Oh, yes. I would say that's stressful, but hopefully going really quite well. To me, it looks like things. Oh, girl, yes. I feel like once we kind of get past this, I feel like I'm looking at the dissertation, and once that is awarded, I've got these 2 aces here. So she says, so almost done. That's so exciting, and it's gonna feel so good to have that finished. I don't know. You've said you've lived in 2 worlds, but are you considering in some way continuing to live in 2 worlds, or kind of taking the best out of your training in both senses? And I don't like training educators, or I just feel quite high level in what it is that I'm doing with my life. Like it's almost like the people making decisions are even coming to me, right? I feel like finding yourself. She said, I applied to a job that has both. I think that would be a great fit. Oh, I think that would be a really great fit. Yeah, and I think you'll get it. Okay, sorry. I could really keep going on that. That's a really great question, my dear. Thank you so much again for your donation, and I do hope that that's helpful. She says, trainer in a fertility clinic. No way. Yeah. I'm sorry, but like fertility clinic. Like, my God. Okay. Beautiful. thank you so much, Ava, for your question and for your donation. Again, like it makes a huge difference. It makes me all the happiest, and it really helps us out here at My Psychic Connection. Ava says, "Yay, girl!" I just push right through that. Man, a PhD or dissertation, that is a mountain. She says, "Thank you so much." So to anyone who is pushing through some amount of either a massive project, a massive degree program, if you just, man, I don't know what to say, pedal to the metal, like all the power to everybody that is working towards their goals and sticking through it, especially like at this time. I remember, like, as a student, having exams right before Christmas was one of the most terrible things. Man, it was brutal. I remember it was the Saturday night before Christmas. I had a physics exam at 7:00 p.m. the Saturday night before Christmas. I mean, it was brutal. I'm not a physicist. They didn't even give me a chance. Anyways, who do we have next? If we've got another question here, making me blush. Thank you so much, Audrey. Hi, Audrey. Audrey's been at my shows in the past, and I adore her. Thank you so much, Audrey, for coming. And yes, this is going to be my last question of the night. So thank you, everyone who has been here. As well, yeah, as it says here, tomorrow night we've got Squirrel and Friends. That's a 2-hour show. So bring your questions to the incredible psychics that are on that show. Audrey says, "Hi, hey, girl." Yeah, so that's, again, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Monday night, you're going to have Journey Ryan as well at 10 o'clock Eastern. So add that to your calendar. Audrey says, okay, in a sense, being forced to spend Christmas dinner with my boyfriend's sister-in-law, Amy L. She, along with another female, have never violated my privacy more than them. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, hate that. I do not want to meet her. How will this end up? I've avoided this for almost 3 years. She's a Virgo. I'm going to read that one more time. In a sense of being forced to spend Christmas dinner with my boyfriend's sister-in-law. Okay. Amy. She, along with another female, have never violated my privacy more than them. Okay. I do not want to meet her. How will this end up? I've avoided this for almost 3 years. Okay, Audrey, let's take a look. I'm sorry that has to happen. Oh my God. Why can't Christmas just be with the people that are awesome in our lives? No, it's not always the case. How is that going to go for Audrey with this woman, Amy L? Okay, my dear. Yeah, all right. In a sense, though, I want to say to you, I almost want to say, like, she's got to watch out a little bit. I don't think she's a great person, and I think that that's going to kind of shine through around the holiday time. I don't feel like we're going to get through without having a bit of that, what she brings to the table, being brought to the Christmas table, shall we say. But to be honest, though, leading up to it for you and how it's going to go, I like what I'm seeing for you, because if you can kind of go into this, not combative, but really quite articulate with yourself, how you want to handle her, just give her none of your energy. Treat her like a chair, if you can. Like, I know the chair's there. I'm not going to sit on that chair. I'm not going to talk to the chair, but I'm going to make sure I walk around that chair. To me, it seems like if you can kind of hold your ground with this, I almost get a sense that, like, yeah, I feel like further conflict can be avoided because you have, I don't know, some men in your family that are on your side. She says yes. To me, it feels like no match, to be honest. And I'm not just saying this to, puff wind up your skirt, but I feel like you kind of have the upper hand with this. I feel like you can really handle her. I feel like she's not going to be able to get under your skin. It sounds stupid, but like, if you don't let her, if you just don't give her the time of day, minimal conversation, this is your Christmas too, right? And you spend the time with the people that you want in this room. You know, I want to talk to my brother. I want to talk to whoever. Take them aside, have that conversation. I feel like we can avoid further disaster just by not giving her much. I feel like she's going to feed off of what you give her, right? So if I don't give her too much, she's just not going to have anything to be blood-sucking about. So, like, screw that bitch. So thank you for your question, my darling. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for your donation. Guys, that was so much fun. This was my very first solo show. She said she's a chair. Yes, girl. Like, have that in the back of your mind. Like, you're a chair. Like, I understand you take up space, but other than that, you get no further respect from me. She says thanks. Guys, this was such a blast. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for being here tonight. It means so much to me. For everyone who asked a question, for everyone who donated, for everyone who sent Christmas movies and emojis. We are having such a great time. So I will be back here next Thursday, the same time. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot the times. It's 9 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or 9 o'clock here on Pacific Time. So come and join me next week. And until then, we've got Squirrel and Friends tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and Journey Ryan as well on 10 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday. So hop over to those shows. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening. Take care, have a great night, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Now what's this now?